frontier. This is Football Daft with Stephen Purden,
midfield dynamo and average actor,
Chris Toll,
target man, suspicious character,
and
With the top end of Stevenson, Grado!
Welcome to Football Daft, the daftest Scottish podcast around. Playing up front this week, my name's Grado, and my strike partner is a man who just can't get into Selling Sunset. That's the best programme on Netflix, by the way. It's Chris Toll.
I'm alright, mate, I'm not having it, man. I put it on for about 10 minutes, and even my girlfriend, who this sort of programme is aimed at, turned around to me like, this is a pile of shit, get it out.
You're joking?
No, man, she hated it.
Seriously? Oh, it's careless, man, all these birds selling fancy houses. I love it.
I do love all the she shows about flipping houses and all that, I love it, but it was just too staged for me, Grado.
Aye, but you just stick to your fucking, what is it, location.
No, I watch like zombie house flippers and stuff like that. You should watch that, man.
What?
It's zombie house flippers, right?
It sounds like a kind of golf version of Selling Sunset.
it's not actual zombies, mate. It's just fucked up houses.
Well, it just sounds like a programme for golfs, man. But anyway, you stick to that. But we'll shell suit Bob this week, aka Stephen Purden. Well, he's got the week off. It's his wee boy's birthday, and in his words, he needs to decorate the house. You ever heard of a worse excuse for that to get after a podcast, mate?
Actually, I've got to give a guy credit. Do you know what I mean? He's been here week in, week out. Some of you can't say that. You know what I mean?
What?
Yeah.
No, but no, seriously, his wife is actually off for work this week. She works in the front line in the NHS, so he's going to be taking a wee bit of time to spend it with the kids and her because he's gone back to River City. So speaking of River City, he done a wee 10-minute monologue there on Facebook. I just watched about 6 minutes of it. Have you seen it now?
No, I've not.
It was weird, man, right? Because he's playing Shell Suit Bob, right? But he's sitting in like the living room where he does his podcast and that, and I just he's doing his Shell Suit Bob, man, in the place where he does his podcast. So it's quite funny.
I think I'll need to get back on real Facebook and that, to be honest with you. But we'll see. What about yourself, mate? What's been happening? How's things?
I actually met Cy Ferry.
Who's that?
The open goal. Shut up, come on, you can't say that. Cy does fucking brilliant. And we were talking about my weight issues. He says, I can tell you've put on quite a lot of weight. He says, last year you were looking good. He says, this year I had to agree with him, mate.
That tells you all you need to know about him, but you know what I mean? See the fact that he'd say that to somebody's face, he's for watching that.
No, I cannot open the goal for him to kind of step in and say that, right? I said that to him. See what I done there?
Aye, I did see
terrible, innit? Ridiculous.
Can't believe we're bigging up other podcasts, man.
I was telling him basically, like, you know, last night, because I was moaning it to Stephanie, and she says, "Are you getting bothered about your weight?" And I went, I'm kind of depressed about it. She went, we'll need to do something about it. I says, what you done with that party mix down the stair? It's a wee party bag told with Skittles, Milky Way stars. In fact, actually, do you know what? I'm going to come clean, and actually, I've moved back from Stephanie's house up to mine, Gareth, right, to this podcast today, right? And you want to see what I've bumped for her house? I've bumped a Halloween. You get the Jaffa cakes it. I got all my podcast stuff, right? Put it in a carrier bag, right? Was just about to leave. Went, nah. Went into her cupboard. Taken the jalapeno and cheese crisps, the Walker's crisps.
Oh, mate.
Dynamite. Taken a tub of dip. Ran up the house. Told you that I was going to be delayed 10 minutes. That was just so I could rattle through them.
Mate, honestly, God. Oh, you're the worst cunt ever, honestly.
I know. How's your week been, mate?
It's been alright. There's been a lot going on in football this week, to be honest with you, so it's kind of kept me going, trying to keep up with everything. Mm-hmm. Some rumours that are more ridiculous than the Crystal rumour mill, to be honest with you.
Well, I'm sure we'll find out what rumour you've got this week, Chris. I kind of sit in bed at night and wonder what kind of rumour you're going to provide for us this week. But before we get into that, we're going to talk about, as you said, the football this week. There's been a lot happening in Scottish football. Yesterday, or should I say Wednesday, Rangers launched their new strip and Celtic showed off their new training kit, the Adidas training kit. And I think it was about 10 o'clock last night. I shit myself when I saw the Sports Direct Facebook page saying that the strip was going to be exclusive with Sports Direct. And I thought, You are joking, especially because you can what the internet's like on
It's brilliant.
the day before there was the big rumour what's going to be happening. Souness is coming back. The second richest man in the world is going to plough money into Rangers. And I thought this is just one big wind up. You get yourself G'd up and Sports Director have exclusive rights to the tap. However, Rangers were very quick to basically say, look, Rangers and Castor have got a deal. Castor can sell it to high street retailers. So it's not really bad news in the long run, but we did shit ourselves. Did you see that?
I did, mate, because you text me and says, have you seen the Sports Direct Facebook page? And obviously, like I says, I'm not on Facebook or that anymore, so I had to get you to send me the screenshots. But I'll be honest, see, when I heard that, I was pissing myself laughing because I'm not joking, because it's just the sort of thing that would happen to Rangers, isn't it? Honestly.
It is. It just takes me, there's honestly... what happens with Rangers is you go a couple of weeks with good news and a good feeling, and then something just comes out the middle of nowhere, and you just think this is unbelievable, and it feels like here we go again. Know what I mean? Here we go again.
That's exactly it.
Clearing it up, but the Celtic Adidas gear. What do you think about that, mate?
Do you know what? I'm
rocking Adidas gear now for now on that. I'm
going to be in the fucking poorhouse, Grado, because the wee man's going to want. Oh yeah, you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. I fancy the away kit. I'll be honest with you. I like the kind of minty green away kit that they've got. I like that. But I don't know. It's like I say, it's going to end up costing me a bloody fortune.
Aye, I saw the kit with Bruni sitting in the stadium, and I thought, man,
it's the classic stuff. Like see the zipper with the green zipper with the 3 Adidas stripes in the sleeve. I'll end up buying that, and it'll cost me about 90 quid or something like that.
Another news, Craig Gordon has completed his return to Hearts, but it looks like Celtic's deal for Fraser Forster is dead, although Elyounoussi has signed on for another season. Who do you want to see in then as the keeper? That's a bit of a blow for Fraser Forster. I'm not underestimating that at all. That was Fraser Forster played a blinder last year, the League Cup final. He won a lot of games for the old Celtic.
He did, but I wouldn't say the deal's dead yet, because Frank McAvenny came out today and says apparently they're still in talks, and we know that we can trust Macca because we've had him on the show, you know what I mean? But I would love to see Fraser Forster back. However, if we can't get him back, I would go nowhere near Joe Hart and nowhere near David Marshall.
That seems to be kind of the big rumour in it that Joe Hart's going to come to Celtic, and I think it's kind of split 50-50 in it.
Mate, he's terrible. See, Faye done that Head and Shoulders advert. I'm not even joking, man. His head's been turned. See with the I think it was like the stardom and all that. I think he should get turned and he lost his concentration. He's a terrible goalkeeper.
Some folks say that when I done the McGee's advert, the McGee's Rolls advert. A lot of people say the same. So who do you want then?
Do you know, to be honest with you, I was only ever really thinking about Fraser Forster, Grado, but I've not really thought about anybody else. But as I said last week, if we can't get Forster, I would go for Joe Lewis for Aberdeen.
That's a good shout. You think, what's the deal with Forster no coming anyway? Is it the 60 grand wages? Is that an issue? Or is
no, because they offered that they spoke to him about a permanent deal, I think, and the wages were a stumbling block for that. But if we could take him on another loan, obviously we were able to afford him last season, so I don't see why we couldn't this season.
I think he's on 95,000 a week at Southampton.
Is it 95?
Something like that.
No, it was 60 grand a week. Aye. But even at that, do you know what I mean? If Rangers are going to fling everything at trying to win the league this year, Celtic need to spend some money, even if it's only for 1 year, just to get us over the line. You know what I mean? And it's you can't be penny pinching in this situation. So fingers crossed, they do try and get Forster again for another season. If not, I'd go for Joe Lewis, definitely.
Well, speaking of Aberdeen, an unnamed first player at Aberdeen has tested positive for COVID-19, and at the time of recording, the club are waiting to see if any other members of the squad have contracted the virus. It's a weird one, this one, because an unnamed Aberdeen player in it. It seems like whenever MD down south, anybody in the Premier League tested positive for COVID, they basically they say the player's name, but they're holding the player's name back. I don't know whether that's a personal issue.
I think there's different laws up here, Grado. I'm not 100%, but I think there's different laws, and if it's not been confirmed that the person is tested positive, then they can't name him. You know what I mean? Because that could, you would have like people at the newspapers and all that at the door and stuff. But not if he had COVID right enough, they'd want to stand him 2 metres away for the front door.
Steve McLaren, who talks with Dundee United to be the manager, then what do we think about that?
Imagine what his press conference would be like.
You'd be looking at that Korean boy, the Korean boy on YouTube that does the Dundee accent.
No,
There's a guy, there's a Korean boy, and he does, YouTube, he has like an Ayrshire, it's like a kind of, what would you call that? A fucking
Translation site.
Aye, it's a translation site. It's a wee Korean guy, and he's brilliant at it. He goes through all the Dundee accents. He goes through Aberdeen. Ken saw that. Can I get a pen and no? You just imagine Steve McLaren rocking up up to Tannadice talking like that.
Do they not call roundabouts in Dundee circles?
Circles, that's what
They call it a circle.
Aye, get down to the circle.
Do you remember when he signed for AZ Alkmaar? And he done his interview, and all of a sudden he was speaking a Dutch accent.
Aye.
And he's like,
Champions League, I thought I'd get Arsenal.
You sometimes come into these games and you how you say, underdogs.
Cool, innit?
I know.
You used to imagine when I came up in Dundee.
I came to Alkmaar to win lots of prizes. You know, whatever. Imagine him in the deal. I'm up here. I'm trying to win the Ramsdale Cup. Ramsdale Cup. That's not even a hink.
Chance of staying up, any?
Aye, it's looking good for everybody apart from us, eh?
And what about Lorenzo Amoruso? He's on the Italian version of Love Island called Temptation Island. He's bud.
No way.
What?
Is he? I don't...
You didn't know this?
No, man. No.
Well, he's on a thing called Temptation Island with his bud. She's a former Miss Italy.
Of course, yes.
Maya Nazzaro.
Maya Nazzaro.
Mm-hmm.
She sounds like a footballer, actually, doesn't she?
Well, she's Amo's bud, and you can just imagine what she looks like. Being Amo's bud, man, he's one handsome guy.
I was going to say, no matter what she looks like, she's one lucky woman.
Mm-hmm. Well, do you know what? I remember when he first signed for Rangers, and have I told this story before?
Not to me.
About my ma in the airport with Amoruso, John. Have I told that?
No.
No, I remember. Because my mum used to go, that Amoruso, he is gorgeous. Oh, look at the neck of that. Would you call him Amoruso? Lorenzo? And so we were coming back from Spain, and the Rangers players were coming off their pre-season trip. I think it was, in fact, it wasn't when he first came, it was Advocates' first season. And getting all the players' autographs and all that. And I ran up with my mum, and I was like, come on, Mum, we'll go and see Amoruso. And I think I was about 8 or 9 at the time, and I went, Mama fancies you, to Lorenzo Amoruso, right? And he goes, oh, okay. And my mom just looked at Lorenzo Amoruso and went, Waynes. Waynes. That's you know what I mean?
That's brilliant. Know who my mom fancied? The guy from Motherwell, who was the Keith Lasley.
Keith Lasley with the
grey hair.
The Clooney look, the George Clooney look.
My mom pure fancied him. Anytime he was on, I'll tell you what, he is one handsome man. She would say.
Mate, that's exactly the way my mom used to go with Ali McCoist, right? I remember when Ali McCoist would come on the telly, my mom used to always go, oh, Ali. But then in the later years, my mom would go, oh, Ali. Oh, he's lost his looks. Oh, he's lost his looks. Oh, look at Ali. He's lost his looks.
Well, I think you've stumbled upon next week's big question here. I think we've got to ask, which footballer does your more fancy?
Aye, that's a good question. That is definitely a good question. But good luck to Big Amo. I don't know if he's in this to try and see how his relationship with his missus is. I don't know if he's going to be tempted to go with another woman or whatever, but it'd be interesting to see. Well, that's a round-up for all the goings-on in Scottish football in the last week, but let's now speak to the man who's got more moles than Madonna. It's Chris Toll's Rumour Mill.
Here comes the rumour mill, and I'm not even trying.
Okay, Madonna's got a mole on her face, but I've got moles all over Scotland.
Correct.
Right? And you know what? One of my moles has just messaged me for Peterhead with a picture of Stephen Purden with Simon Ferry.
You're kidding me on, man.
No, man. I don't know what's going on here. Now, maybe he's told us that he's off for a week because it's Leo's birthday, but I don't know, Grad Sam.
Well, hold on a minute. Who did we have on the podcast last week? Derek Lyle? You're joking me, man. What's fucking...
That's the story today. We don't know if he's going to be a footballer for Peterhead. We don't know if he's on his way to another podcast, but Stephen Purden has been pictured with the other side.
You know what? I've known Bob for 6 or 7 years now, and if there is something about him. There's something about him. There's something underlying. What?
Do you not trust him?
Do I trust him?
We'll move on. That's the rumour mill this week, Trips, I'm afraid. That's his. I know it's a wee bit tough to take, but as I said, don't shoot the messenger.
Right, well, it's now time to thank our sponsors, G4 Claims. Unfortunately, there's no Jim this week, as he's on a 1 week suspension after the joke he told last week. I can't. No one of that was banned, by the way. You want to see the outtakes of this podcast because he told a joke that we just couldn't. When we were all at, that's Steve's cut, man. We can't help this.
I've got a joke for you in Jim's absence. I've got a joke for you this week if you want to hear it.
Perfect. When you go, John, take the stage.
So I went to the doctor the other day there, right? In fact, it was my mate that went to the doctor. This has started well. And he says, "Doctor, listen, I've got a bit of problem with my penis. It's shaped like a saxophone." And the doctor goes, "Let me have a look." "Oh, Christ, so it is. How did that happen?" He said, "Well, it's a family affliction. My brother Joe, he's got a penis shaped like a guitar." And the doctor goes, "That's really funny. I had a woman in here yesterday, and her fanny was shaped like a mouth organ." He goes, "Ah, that's my sister harmonica."
Oh, that's harmonica. There we go.
We like that one and all.
Start for 10. Guy goes into the doctors. He goes like that. "Doctor, everywhere I touch is sore." He goes, "Show me." He goes, He goes, "You've got a broken finger." I need to give credit to my father-in-law, Davy Bremner, for that one.
Well, shout out to Davy Bremner. Right, well, we came on with the G4 security stuff.
Aye, well, we've given praise to Jim now. Aye,
Jim.
G4 security.
It's fucking insurance, isn't it?
Aye, G4 claims it is. G4 claims.
That's funny. It's just because when the fire brigade usually calls them, "Hi, it's G4 security." It's G4 security. Anyway, this isn't the G4 security. This is G4 claims. If you've been involved in a road accident and you're not at fault, G4 claims can make it easy for you. They can provide you with complete accident management support that you require. They'll recover their costs from the at-fault party. They're going to sort you with a like-for-like vehicle replacement. They're also going to organise your vehicle to be repaired at one of their approved body shops and returned to you safely. Should your vehicle be deemed a write-off, they will recover the pre-accident value for your car and they'll write you a big fat cheque. And best of it is that it won't cost you a penny as they charge the at-fault insurance direct. G4 claims don't call, they don't buy data, and once they process your claim, your insurance will remain unscathed. And the best thing is Nicole and the team over there, they want to take your case on if they don't think that they can help you. So, if you've been in a road traffic accident or know somebody that has, get on to G4 Claims on 01698 767. That's my favourite airplane. 767 172. I'll repeat that again in a minute. And I'll say it. It's 01698 767 172. Get them at notatfaultclaim.com or find them on social media at G4 Claims Limited. G4 Claims, not at fault claims.
Made easy.
The Legends Lottery on Football Daft.
Right, here at Football Daft, it's our mission and our goal in life to discover where the cult heroes of yesteryear are now on our Legends Lottery part of the show. Each week, one A-team is tasked with finding a former legend in the game and getting them on the show. Then it's up to you to rate how good out of 5 the guest was. On the leaderboard, Stephen is on 7.6 and I'm top, sitting at 9.2 after booking you and Cameron. However, it's Stephen's chance to go top after he brought Derek Lyle onto the show last week. Right, so what did he get then, John?
By the way, before you reveal it, John, I had a wee geek on Twitter. He got a pretty good response, did he know?
He
I thought it
did.
was brilliant.
He did. He was a brilliant
That's
guest,
great.
brilliant stories, and he actually got the highest score of any guest we've ever had on the Legends Lottery. He got 4.3.
Fucking hell.
So
That
that
is
takes
incredible,
Stephen on to 10.9.
Oh.
Oh, 11.9. Sorry, I've done my maths wrong there. 11.9.
And where am I sitting still?
0 points, Grado, because you've not booked on anyone yet. But it's your turn this week, so you might redeem yourself.
Wait a
Right.
minute, hold on a wee second, right? Because we've had a wee conversation here about, oh, aye, this, that, and blah, blah, blah. And John told me that he sent questions over for you for the Legends Lottery. Did John
you
get
talking
your
about?
Did John get your guest again?
Don't know what you're talking
Yeah.
No
about.
comment.
I need to get Stevie back on this show, man. Maybe I'll go to open goal and all, fuck it. Right, lads. So, Grado, have you managed to get somewhere this weekend?
I have managed to get myself a Legends Lottery star. Don't get me wrong, might have been a wee bung involved. Right, so this guy, Chris Toll, I'm going to try and give you the opportunity to guess. This boy played for the Buffs in 1997.
Jerry Polini.
Well, I'm hoping he knows old Jerry Boy. Surely he does. But he only stayed there for a wee while before going on to have a lovely career at the Shire, Dunfermline, Alloa, Ayr, Brechin, and he played most notably, in my opinion, for St Mirren, where he won the championship with them in 2000.
I know who
Any
it
guesses?
is. I know who it is. The minute you said the Shire. Scott
you-
Walker.
If it's up there, I'll give you the plush myself. You're right, it's Scott Walker.
There we go. Oh, what's happening?
Scott, how you doing, my man?
Oh, very well, very well. How are you guys?
Well, I've got a big question that's been on my chest ever since. I mean, I would have been 9 at the time, right? But why? Why? Why did
Why?
you leave the Buffs?
Well, I was actually when I was at Kilmarnock, I went there just to get some games.
Was that through Jim McSherry?
No, who was the manager at the time? Was it Noel McCluckie or something?
Alan McCluckie was he was the owner, but his boy Alan McCluckie played as well. I think Alan McCluckie owned the Buffs, and Jim McSherry was the manager at the time. I could be wrong, or it was Bobby Dixon.
Aye, possibly so. But listen, I only went there to get kind of basically some games, and then I
Just
left.
to get you ready for the big bad world.
That's it. And then I actually left Kilmarnock and went and played in Singapore for a year.
Really? What age were you when you went to Singapore?
I was 20. And then I came back from Singapore, and believe it or not, the season was finished in November 1997. So I went from March to November the season in Singapore. I came back and I couldn't get a club because they were all, back then they'd all spent their budgets. And so I went part-time, believe it or not, which was a bit of a blow to me because also I'd been full-time for a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
And I went part-time with East Stirling, and then I went to St Mirren after that, and then St Mirren to Dunfermline, and then carried on from there.
So what was that jump like then, going for the 3rd division to St Mirren in the Championship? I take it that's when did you go full-time then, Scott?
Aye, so I had a spell from 19 till 19 to nearly 21 full-time, and then part-time for nearly a year, and then back full-time. So I think it makes you hungrier when you have a shot of part-time again, then go full-time again, because you want to be where you want to be. Mm-hmm. So the jump, I was ready for the jump because I was only training twice a week with the Shire, but every other day I was training like a full-time player. So I was making sure that my fitness levels and my strength were like a full-time player again, and that's what made the difference for me anyway to stand out on a Saturday.
Mm-hmm. Aye. So what was your time at St Mirren like then? You played with a lot of really decent players, especially when you won the division in year 2000. You're playing with the likes of Levetti and Yardley. I think was Junior Mendes in the team as well. Junior Mendes,
Ricky Gillis, Bayer Levetti, Tommy Turner. There was Ian Nicholson.
Baltacha, was he there as well?
Yep, Sergei Baltacha.
Aye, Sergei.
Sergei Baltacha. He didn't play as much, Big Sergei, but Decent big player, but I think at the time it was just difficult for him to get in the team because the team were performing so well every week.
Aye.
It was really challenging. Yeah, but listen, we were a bunch of guys who were kind of put together and expected to be relegated in the first year, and then we were up in the first year, you know. And I remember the manager putting that up on the board at the start of the season. Look, this is where I don't remember what newspaper it was, but look, this is where the prediction is. And they predicted us to get relegated, and obviously the first game of the season was Wraith Rovers away, and we beat them 6-1. So I think we kind of set the ball rolling right for day one.
Straight away, you're top of the league, aren't you?
What's that?
So straight away, you're top of the league.
Straight away, you know, 6-1 was a massive result, and
Aye.
a lot of credit has to go towards Tom Henry and John Coughlin at the time, because they got us unbelievably fit. We were, I mean, the fittest I've probably ever been. And, you know, it was hard at the time, don't get me wrong, it's always hard, but this season was just so difficult to start the pre-season. But when the season started, we were just wiping the floor with players, wiping the floor with teams completely.
I mean, there's a lot of Paisley lads in that team as well, weren't there? Do you think that was a bit a key to that team's success?
I think it was, yeah. I think it was. And if you look back at, you know, a lot of the older teams way back when Scotland in general were doing pretty well as a nation, it was a lot of clubs in Celtic and Dundee United. It was a lot of local players coming together to make a team. And St Mirren were no different then. There was a lot of local lads, Barry McLaughlin, myself. Because I was born in Paisley and grew up in Ralston. I think Barry was Johnston. Tommy Turner was Johnston. And a number of other players as well. Big Basher as well. So yeah, it definitely does help. But I think it also helped that every single Friday we were out for lunch together as a team. Every single player. We socialised together.
What kind of lunches did you go for? Big tatties and that.
Believe it or not, it was Indians, Chinese, and Italians.
Did you ever go to the Italian in Johnson, Trattoria Roma?
I think we did. Yeah.
Did you? And what kind of and this is a Friday before a game. I take it he's getting free courses and all that.
Usually 2 courses, mate.
Right.
Usually 2. Aye.
And what would you be your ideal kind of lunch?
If it was an Italian, it'd be bruschetta.
Right.
And then a main course would be probably seafood risotto for me, anyway.
Oh, I love seafood risotto. I'm a big. And do you know where does the best risotto? I've never had the seafood risotto, but they do a great risotto in that Trattoria Roma. That's only 5 minutes for I was working in the fire brigade control room. Just eat. You'd order it at 20 past and it'd be for 1/2 past. So big shout out to the guys at Trattoria Roma, and they do awesome. And they do awesome risotto. But getting back to the football, you obviously, unfortunately, Scott, you were promoted, but and that year he's done really well. He's got to the League Cup semi-finals, but he's got relegated that season as well. How was that?
Aye, I think at one point we were 12 points clear of Dundee United at one point, but the biggest problem we had that season when we were up to the SPL was we'd far too many draws, Grado. And I think at the time as well, Tommy Henry was a very single-minded manager. We were playing a 3-5-2 quite a lot of the time, and when you go up to the Premier League from being in the first division, playing a 3-5-2 is quite challenging. I think you've got to try and maybe go. I would personally like to have played a 4-4-2, you know, and made it a wee bit more difficult for teams to break through us. But once the better players get behind your five midfield, you know, the 3 defenders can be quite easily exposed. I just think there was a number of things that year, but I think changing the system and maybe the board maybe should have spent a wee bit more money on guys that could put the ball in the back of the net just to keep us up. Because if we'd have stayed up, you know, we could also get more money and stuff like that. So in terms of the club getting more money from the leagues, so that was the reason why I think we went down. You know.
We can see how you're playing at St Mirren in the Premier League at that time. What about your time at Dunfermline then? Because you went there and you spent a wee bit of time there. You played that team with that time at Dunfermline with the likes of Crawford. Big Scott Wilson, centre half. He's a copper now, isn't he? Barry Nicholson, and I think is he a copper?
He is a copper. Let's just hope he doesn't have to stand at his Celtic games anytime soon.
That'd be brilliant.
Can you imagine?
Totally ribbons, wasn't he? Did you play with Big Craig Brewster at Dunfermline?
I did. I was very fortunate to have the Dunfermline side at the time. And Jimmy Calderwood had, and Jimmy Nichol was. I mean, the list of players was amazing. And Craig Brewster, Stevie Crawford, Scott Thompson, Big Lee Mullen as well, Gary Mason, Jason Bear. The players were phenomenal, but Big Craig Brewster was just amazing to see in the same team. He actually made, in my opinion, he made Stevie Crawford that year get in the Scotland team because of how he played.
That's right, aye.
Definitely, without a doubt. And I used to love watching Big Brewster playing, but I used to hate it when he played against us. Do you know that way?
Aye.
Just a big bullying centre forward, a proper old school centre forward. But you're saying there that you would have preferred to play 4-4-2 rather than the 3-5-2. Like just going back to that, you've got Crawford and Brewster up front. Right, you can go back, you can see Haitley, McCoist, you can see Larson and Sutton and all that. Why do you think that 4-4-2 and the strike partnership in particular is kind of fell away for the game? What's the reasoning behind that?
The strike, well, is that your view? The strike partnerships are fell away for the game?
Well, I couldn't name you a strike partnership now apart from the Barcelona one. Like you've got Liverpool, but they're not strikers really. They're more like wingers with one centre forward. I mean, like the big man, wee man, like me and Grado.
Yep. Who's got a hat-trick first?
Oh, definitely Tom.
If you put a couple of muffins in the goal, Grado might get
Oh, for God's sake.
I think
it's funny. I'm kind of backtracking here, but you did say putting muffins in the goals would possibly help me to score a goal. And I actually do think that would work because I remember when I was about 10, 11, I was part of Irvine Athletics Club. Yep. And when we do cross-country runs, I always remember the athletics guy who spent most of his time with a guy called Fraser because he was like the fastest guy in Scotland. And obviously I'm standing there as a kind of overweight, prepubescent boy. He would say to me, he'd whisper into my ear before we'd done the cross country, "Hey Graham, just imagine there's a big steak pie at the end of this. Just imagine there's a big, he'd spend so much time everywhere else to all the technical words and do this, he would just go to me, just imagine there's a big steak pie." And I would come like 65th out of 65th in a big cross country. I just thought I'd tell that story.
The reason why I said the muffins is because when I was at Dunfermline, right, after training sessions, we used to get given, there was also fresh fruit and lunches, but there was always muffins kicking about, right? And I do like a wee muffin now and again.
So they are.
So I think there was one day I had two, and one of the boys, I think it was Nipper, Scott Thompson, he was a captain at the time. What a great guy in the dressing room he is. And he says, "Is that you had two?" And I says, "I asked me two," and that was it. So I get called the Muffin Man at Dunfermline, right? And I remember one day, there was the old locker rooms you get in American films, or the swimming baths, the ones you have a key going up. I came out to training one morning, and the boys had literally filled that up with muffins. And I'd done that, opened it up, and it was like one of the cartoons, the muffins fell on top of me. That was quite funny.
That's brilliant. Yeah, so, I've always wanted to ask guests on this, and I always keep forgetting it. And I don't think we've asked the question, but what was Jimmy Calderwood like as a manager in terms of it's half time, he's only playing well? Does he go through the roof? How does he react to players in the dressing room at half time?
If we're losing?
Aye.
If we're played poorly? If we're played poorly, yeah, he goes tonto.
Was he intimidating?
Sorry?
Was he intimidating or?
Aye, he would be. Jimmy was quite a, how did I say it?
Character.
He would blow up, absolutely blow up.
Mm-hmm.
If you weren't asked to do if you weren't doing the job you were asked to do pre-game, or you were a defender, you got it a bit tight if you were a defender, obviously. He never used to shout Stevie Crawford at all, Greg Craig Brewster, never at all. As a defender, you're like, hold on a minute here, we've missed 3 or 4 chances, we've lost 1 goal and I'm getting it tight, But, that's just typical football, because a lot of strikers play on their confidence. But no, he would go absolutely tonto, and you kind of, if you knew you'd made a mistake, you'd come into his dressing room and you try not to make eye contact with him, because if you knew he made eye contact with you, that was it. So you kind of come in and just put your head down.
You wouldn't get away with stuff like that now, wouldn't you know?
Say again?
You wouldn't get away with stuff like that now, wouldn't you, not, man?
Well, not as maybe as bad, but I think there's still managers that give players a tight at half time if they're expecting something to be done. So he would kind of do that. Then Jimmy Nicholl would come about and just kind of smooth things over when he had his rant. But don't get me wrong, the two of them are vastly experienced, and their preparation for games was excellent. Really good, right. Really good.
I remember Lee Miller telling us a story about him and about Calderwood, and he said that he would make you stand up and point out something wrong that somebody else done.
He done that. I remember him doing that once. I can't remember who it was with, but it's a case of like peer pressure. Sometimes peer pressure can make you perform better. Mm-hmm. It's a good managerial skill to have, but his preparation was good, really good. But Jimmy was funny. He was funny. Loved the suntan, as you know. Loved the suntan.
Did you see him go to the sunbed? Was he the sunbed's regular? Did he have one in the house?
He's got your fed one in the gaff, hasn't he?
Oh, he's got your one in the house. Either that, he'd one in his car. I have no idea. I got on really well until the second year, and we had a bit of a fallout because he signed Scott Wilson from Blackpool, I think it was, and in my opinion, I was playing, I was enjoying myself playing, but there was always a Rangers connection with Jimmy. Mm-hmm. And as soon as Scott Wilson signed, a guy like that coming in with a pedigree.
Barry Nicholson as well.
He played midfield, so aye, that's right.
Rangers
connection. But you shouldn't just play players because they play for certain clubs. You should play players on the merit that they're playing well for the team.
Mm-hmm. Aye, definitely. But I think
it didn't work in that way.
No, Jimmy's obviously. I always get the feeling that throughout his whole career, he was a bit of a frustrated Rangers manager. Mm. You know what I mean? He wanted that job so much, and he was always linked to it, wasn't he?
Always linked to it, yeah. Always linked. I think he was brought up around about that area, Govan or something like that.
He'd have been the only person in Ibrox with a worse tan than Kenny Miller.
He's going to be really peed off at me mentioning food again, right? But as soon as you come on and you started speaking, you are the absolute spit ding, and even the way he talks to the guy in the chuck wagon and B&Q and Stevenson. He's absolutely.
I thought you were going to say somebody off the telly or something like that.
No. Honestly, I swear to God, and God, he's going to hate me for forgetting his name or not, because he sometimes tunes in. But the chuck wagon and Stevenson, and do you know what? I'm actually told. Next time I go for a burger, I'll get my video and talk, and you'll see the resemblance of Scott Walker.
Right, okay. So Scott, what are you doing here?
There can't be two of me.
There's no two as handsome as you, my man.
Do you want a funny story from Dunfermline?
Of course.
Right. So we had a table tennis player in the players' lounge, right? And I was pretty hopeless at table tennis. So Gary Dempsey, remember Gary Dempsey?
Aye.
Played Aberdeen as well.
Mm-hmm.
So him and Hunty was, no Hunt with a stick of Steve's, right? And I said, right, Scotty, it's your turn the table tennis table. So if you got a granny, right, you had to do a forfeit. And I'm not telling you the forfeit now, but anyway, I was granny this day with Gary Dempsey before training started at 10 o'clock in the morning. So my punishment was to run round East End Park after training with not a stitch on. right? And I was like, listen, there's no way I'm doing that. No way. So we came back from training, got in there, and then all the players were like, right, Scott, you need to get in the park. And I'm like, listen, I'm not doing it. No chance. And then Jimmy Calderwood and Jimmy Nicholl got involved. Right, you've got to do it. It's part of the job. I'm your manager. You have to do it. So all I had on was a pair of football socks. A pair of football socks, but as I came out the East End Park tunnel, I took a left and went round. Right. All the players are watching me in the tunnel. But as I came round the directors' windows, the hospitality windows are there, there was a meeting going on, believe it or not, with some of the directors. So I'm running past the window like that.
You do look.
I stitch on. It was so funny.
That's superb. Was that at the time when the fake pitch was laid down, or was that before it?
No, that was before. That was still grass.
Mm-hmm.
Aye.
So tell me this then, Scott. What do you do with yourself nowadays?
I'm a sports therapist.
You're a sports therapist, and what does that entail? Like, what's the ins and outs of that?
You imagine like, it's basically sports therapists and physios get different titles, obviously, but we kind of treat and assess and treat injuries in the same way. So I'm kind of doing the same as a physiotherapist does. It's just a different way, different qualification, and a different governing body that I'm governed by. So I treat people from kids, teenagers, up to geriatrics for any type of injury you can think of. And I treat them from my house in Alloa. So I've got my own business as well. So it's just called Scott Walker Sports Therapy, if you're ever on Facebook and Instagram.
Scott, you've been a really good guest on today's show. Thanks for coming on and being one of our Legends Lottery. Every week we're supposed to get somebody on, and you are basically my first guy to come on. So thanks very much. You've helped me out big time here, mate.
So Scott, tell me this. Who contacted you? Was it Grado or John?
It was Grado, wasn't it?
It was John.
God, you're a pair of bastards. God. Do you know, Scott, see when it's my turn on the Legends Lottery, my nerves are jumping out my fucking head. For the minute we stop recording to the minute I managed to get a hold of somebody to get on the show. And that bastard Grado hasn't bothered his arse for we started doing it this way. And I tell you what, Steve Lee, if you're getting, I don't think he should get points for this.
No.
Do you know what? I don't think he should get points for it either. Do you know why?
You're in my team.
I know, but listen to this, right? Because my best mate, Davy Ross, are you recording now?
Aye. But
my best mate, David Ross, says, have you heard of Football Daft, Scott? And I went, nah. And I went on it. He says, look at this. And he listens to it all the time. And he says, I'm going to get you on it. And I think he messaged John. And then
you never tell me that, John.
Right, so I'm going to stick John up as well, because John was messaging my mate and then John contacted me. So...
Oh my God! It's like the onion layers and layers are coming out of this story.
It's like The Departed. Internal affairs.
Yeah.
So John's got my mate John never done anything either. He was
Well, I tell you what, Scott, I'm going to be honest with you, mate. It's well been worth it, man. I think you've been brilliant. I love the stories, and thanks very, very much for coming on, mate. And no doubt Grado will end up with 4.5, but he'll still be lifting the rest of the league up because he's not had any points yet. So there we go.
Hopefully you'll get a couple of points. So there you go. That was my Legends Lottery. I managed to get a St Mirren hero, a Shire hero, a Dunfermline hero, none other than Scott Walker. I think I done no too bad managing to scour Scotland and produce him for the Legends Lottery.
I genuinely can't believe you two, man. I feel ganged up on. I'm going to need to phone Stevie after this.
Fuck him.
Like, Stevie, listen, I know it's Leo's birthday, but wait till I fucking tell you what he could have done to me today. Right, so Grado, we alluded to it earlier on. You're sitting there in a Man City talk for back in the day.
Correct.
I'm sitting here in a 1990 Scotland away kit for Italia 90.
Feels
The
good.
The very first Scotland top that I ever owned, and I've managed to get a hold of it again. The reason I've managed to get a hold of it again is because of a company called 3 Retro. Now, if you're into your retro football tops, you need to know about 3retro.com. We've got a huge range of officially licensed retro football shirts and jackets for club and countries from the 50s all the way through to the 2000s. You can get Rangers, Celtic, in fact, hold on a wee second. You can get Celtic, Rangers, Scotland, as well as loads of English, Italian, German, Spanish teams as well. If you're watching the YouTube version, you'll be able to see this. But I've got the Scotland 1990 away jersey on. Grado, what's your one?
Well, mate, I'm wearing the famous light blue 92-93 Manchester City tap. As you said earlier on, it reminds you of Hulk Hogan because it's got the brother tap on it. This tap, I think it's a belt to a tap. Obviously, players that you think right away, you're thinking of Niall Quinn. Who else, man? Andy Dibble, I think, played with Man City that time as well, did he know?
He never wore that jersey, but he was a fucking goalie. Right, so 3 Retro, you got your jersey for 3 Retro. They offer worldwide delivery, and in the UK it's free on orders over 50 quid. The tops start at about £25. So you can if you get yourself 2 jerseys, you get yourself free delivery. And I know, again, one of the people that supports this podcast the most, Frank Brady, has already used this link because I sent it to him privately. Don't tell him, John. Right? And he's already got his jersey through. So you get it within a couple of days. It's the one he went for was the Scotland 1982, the Spain 82 jersey.
Nice.
Remember the shiny blue one?
Aye.
Absolutely
Shiny
belter.
shorts and all.
That's right. Shorts up to your balls. So if you want to get involved, we've got links up in our social media channels at Football Daft Pod on Twitter and just Football Daft on Facebook. You can get them at 3. That's the number 3. Retro, all one word.com. So it's 3retro.com. But please show your support for the podcast by ordering through the link that you'll find on our social media services. So get kitted out for the new season and have your mates asking, where did you get that belter from, my man? By going to 3retro.com.
Football Daft's big question.
Right, so the big question, Toll, I don't know if you've seen a picture of the weekend, you probably did. Kieran Tierney turning up for Arsenal's game against Sheffield United, carrying a Tesco bag with his kit in it. I thought that was superb.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
Aye.
That's brilliant. Doesn't he forget the LRC sat on?
Aye, and do you know what the best it is? That's Shah Samuels gives me heat for that because I turn up to sometimes some of the shows with my gear in a bag because you know what I'm like. I'm always, what do you call it, flying at the coo's tail or something like that. Aye.
Flying with a chuck of your arse.
Flying with a chuck of my arse. That's always me. So I just run up the stair, fling the leotard in the bag and boost away wherever my show is, and I always get pelted for it. So a lot of respect for Kieran Tierney for using his Tesco bag. I don't know if it was a bag for life, but it certainly wasn't any of the kind of bags that all the other troops had, your Louis Vuittons and stuff like that. That inspired our big question this week is we've asked people, have you ever spotted a football player in a shop and what were they buying? Have you ever seen anybody in a shop buying anything, any football players?
Aye, I have actually, aye.
I can imagine you have. Did you know Paul McStay? I remember you telling me about Paul McStay buying new Mars bars and all that shit when you were a wee
That
guy.
was funny, but the one that I seen, this was a belter because my mate was in trying on a jersey in the dressing in the changing room, and fucking Lobo Maravchik walked into what's it, Greaves Sports in the town.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but here's the thing, Lobo was buying football boots. Know what I mean? Surely you've got a sponsorship, Lobo.
That's mad because I've been in with Ricky, and at the time he was in the Resis for Partick Thistle. In fact, I don't even think he was. I think he was in the youth team, and basically any time he wanted, he could turn up to Greaves and pick whatever boot he wanted.
Well, maybe that's what it was. Maybe he wasn't paying for them,
Right.
but he was looking through the shoes, and you know that way. Remember, Greaves used to have like the big folders, the big wooden folders.
Loved that, mate. That was such a buzz going into the tune with your mom and looking through the Greaves taps. They were brilliant, weren't they?
You would get pure excited, and you'd end up with a jersey you'd never even heard of the team before.
Aye, like the Blackpool fucking goalie tap or something like that. But anyway, I'm trying to think. Any other time I've seen a football player on a show, I remember seeing. I've got an obsession with coconut moisturiser and all that. Right, I love eating coconut. I love Bounties. I love cocoa butter, all that shit, and that stemmed for seeing Andrew Kinsellskis in the Rangers show when I was young and him just smelling of coconuts. I just thought, wow, man, what a smell. So that's always stayed with me. But we're going to look at some of the listener suggestions. Stevie Nielsen says he used to see Johnny Hayes in the Co-op in Lennoxtown quite a lot. He once seen him buy 2 packets of Lurpak in the same basket. He must have been on a few quid at Celtic. He's got a point there, man. Lurpak's dear.
Is, mate, but see, if you're buying Lurpak, go to the Co-op, they always do 2-for-1 deals on it. And that's
You know that, you know. Mate, because I remember when I first moved out the house and I done my first show and I was thinking, £4 for fucking butter? I couldn't get out of the price of Lurpak.
I know. It's a berries butter, innit? You see Lurpak on a piece and chips.
Oh my God, Lurpak own anything, man. How empty can go back to that floor of shite?
We should change the name of this to football, dog.
I know, mate. I know. Folk will be getting scared with it. Anyway, Billy Johnson says he saw Arthur Newman and W.H. Smith in Livingston reading the Sunday Mail at the newsstands to save him buying one. Lol.
Craig McLean says he met Andy Gorham in a wee shop in Forth. He was buying a lottery ticket and was in for a carry-out on his way home from work. Buying a lottery ticket. Think he won it? I don't think he won.
I'm saying no, mate. I'm going to go for no. Gavin Duff says he was in a chip shop in Alloa at the same time as Arlen Hansen about 20 years ago, ordering a fish supper.
Stephen McAllister says Willow Flood when he played for Celtic in Sports Direct in Silverburn buying a Celtic top.
That's a weird one, isn't it?
Why? First of all, why would you buy a Celtic top when you play for Celtic? And secondly, why are you buying it out of Sports Direct? No, I mean, get out of the Celtic shop, you dafty.
That's a weird one, isn't it?
Aye, Willow Flood wasn't the best, was he?
But surely as a player you're able to buy or at least get any tap you want. Again, I'm pure casting up my mate, but I remember when Ricky played for Partick Thistle and we were all going to, I think it was Magaluf one year, and I mean every one of us was decked out in Partick Thistle gear, and it was a year when they brought out the pink strip, and I had the goalie tap and there was a training tap. I mean everybody was dragged out in all the Partick gear.
Aye. Remember how hard it was to get a strip to play in that Airdrie game?
Aye.
Didn't even have enough strips for the players, never mind the punters.
No.
Right, so the cable guy met Terry Butcher in Upper Crust in Motherwell.
Shout out to Upper Crust, are going through a wee bit of problems just now.
No, Upper Crust isn't part of the Upper Crust chain. This is a wee independent shop in Motherwell.
You're joking.
It's fucking brilliant, mate.
Really?
Honestly, it's brilliant. See, it's right next to Fir Park. Right next to it, so it is. And it's
I know what you're talking.
It's superb, so it is. But one morning buying a sandwich in Upper Crust in Motherwell, he met Terry Butcher. He said to him it was a cracking day for football. He replied, "Every day is a great day for football." that's Terry Butcher, innit?
Terry Butcher, that
I wonder if his head was bust open in the fucking sandwich shop. Big bandage. I'll have a panini hen.
You need to get that seen to. Craig Murray says Fraser Wisher and Henry Healy's buying sausage rolls. He was playing for Rangers at the time.
There you go. Innes Tulloch seen Stephen Thompson at JD Sports and Brayhead Shopping Centre. He was at the sales rack. He actually had a wee chat about who would be the next St Mirren manager, just not long before Jim Goodwin was announced.
Matt Stewart says Pat McGinley in Halford's trying to buy a bike and arguing with me for a discount. I'm taking it Matt worked in Halford's at the time.
No, he just wanted a discount at some point. You're going to pay 20% of this for me, my man.
That's fucking brilliant.
He met Andreas Tom in Sports Soccer in East Kilbride buying rollerblades. Brilliant. I always had Andy Tom down as a rollerblader. I don't know if he is. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to welcome an absolute legend in the Scottish game. He's won every division in Scotland, apart from the Premier League with Dunfermline and Livingston. And in 2007, he was made a member of the British Empire for his services to sport. He's also the Lord Provost of the Kingdom of Fife. He's the one and only Mr. Jim Leishman. Jim, welcome to the show. Thanks for doing it, man.
Oh, no, great. Thanks for asking, guys. It's really nice to talk about football.
Okay, well, I don't know if I want to talk about football. See, first of all, are you still writing poems, Biggin?
Of course.
Right, I need advice. I've got to learn that. What's that big long one, too? Right, I've been booked to do this Tam O'Shanter, right? But I've got to do it in about a fortnight's time. Am I going to learn all that in a fortnight?
Easy.
Seriously?
What to do, right?
Right,
What
tell me what to do.
Record it,
Right.
right? Get your book out and record it
Right.
so you can play it in the car. And see
Right.
when you're driving to things and you're bored, shove it on and go through it in your head.
Right. Do you ken any time I shan't? Do you know it all?
No.
What is your favourite poem?
My favourite poem is Jock Stein. The silence over victory was there to be seen when the news was announced of the death of Jock Stein. Stunned were the fans who a moment before had given way to a victorious roar. Remorse and regret on each man's face at the passing of Jock from our earthly race. Never had an army got such a shock as this Tartan army that idolised Jock. And there's about 5 or 6 verses.
That's good, man.
Well, no, a funny thing, I'll give you a funny story, right? See, when I was a manager at Dunfermline, the first time, right? When I started all the poems about, it was on Sky Sports, and oh Lord, you know the dangers each time you go and play the Rangers. Dunfermline 2, the Rangers 1. What a thrill to beat the soonest man. Dunfermline won 2-0 the next day. Rangers
Brilliant.
Score and scored my poem, eh?
I remember that. I remember it. It was like when you started doing the poems. It was on every week, wasn't it? On like Scotland Today and all that. Aye, that's right.
Saints and Greavesy. But the story I was going to tell you boys, right? Chick Young and Hazel Everin were working, eh? And Hazel was doing that. I think we were playing Celtic or something, and she was driving through to Kelty Bridge where I stayed at the time. And Chick phoned me. He says, Leish, Hazel's coming through and she's going to do an interview as a poem, right? I said, Chick, have you got the poem? And he read it out to me. So when Hazel did her wee poem, I replied right away in verse, and she thought I'd made it up.
So Jim, you played when you started out as a footballer. You played for Dunfermline and Cowdenbeath as well. Were you any good?
I'd played for the youth team under 18s with people like Kenny Burns, Gordon Smith, Jim Stewart was the goalie, Stevie Finnison, Frankie Gray. So we had quite a good youth team. Dunfermline had quite a good youth policy at the time, so I was doing okay. When I finished my career, I was only 28. I broke my leg against Herts when I was 20, compound fracture. So that ended it. Really, I was never going to fulfil my ambition. I was never going to get. I knew I was going to do it in England at some time.
Actually, that's what I was going to move on to that there. Talk about your career getting cut short, but you ended up being the manager at Dunfermline at 28-year-old. Now that's unheard of at that time. You know what I mean? It's even unheard of now. Such young coaches. How did you manage to adapt to the management?
I just had to learn, eh? I just had to learn because I was so naive. And my first management job, I was Oakley Juniors for 3 months. Then I moved to Kelty.
Kelty Hearts.
And I got the Kelty Hearts job, the first manager there. And I was enjoying it. And then I got asked, Andy Rowland that played with Dundee United, I remember. He was a manager at Cowdenbeath, and he asked me to be his assistant manager at 26-year-old at Cowdenbeath. But he got humped out. So I got humped out right after him. No. And then I went back to Kelty, then I became the youth coach at Dunfermline under 18s with Pat Stanton. And I took the youth team. And then Pat left to go to Hibs, Dunfermline, and made me the reserve team coach. And Tam only lasted a year and a half, and then they gave me. I got interviewed for the big team.
So you took over the first team. You absolutely coasted at your first 2 seasons, didn't you? Straight into the Premier League for the second division. You're an absolute legend in Dunfermline, and that had a huge part in cementing your legacy as a legend in Dunfermline. So what was that like, and what was the atmosphere around the town and around the club like at the time?
See, when I first came over, guys, there were 38 teams in Scottish football, 38 teams, and I took over. And I remember my first talk, because as I say, I was a young boy, a lot of the boys were older than me, I went in the dressing room, we all went quiet, and I says, right lads, we're 34th top. That's what I said. That's what I said to the team. Right, lads, we're 34th top. And they laughed as well, eh? Instead of being negative, saying we're 4th bottom, the boys knew what I was saying. 34th top's crap. But it was a point. Look, there's 33 steps on our journey. Come on, how many steps can we take? Eh? That was the type of thing.
Did you ever get any shite off of players because you were younger than them?
No, because I was younger. No,
Right.
because I put the time in. Eh?
Right, so they respected you.
I was there 7 days a week at the start, eh? And I was always trying to sign better players. I remember I took over in October, and at the end of that season, I let 11 players go, and I didn't have a regret. Eh? I didn't say, "Oh, what a shame."
Because obviously they weren't putting in the work that you were putting in, Jim. So
they weren't good enough. Because I remember I was at Dunfermline in the late '60s when they won the Scottish and European games and semi-final European Cup Winners' Cup. So that's when I was there. That's what I remember, eh? And I was wanting. I was never at that time thinking I'm going to go back and do that. But I was wanting them to have a bit more respect than what they were getting, eh?
Well, I mean, at that time you were bringing in huge crowds at Dunfermline. I mean, you were getting over 13,000. That's unheard of now. You know, with teams like Dunfermline, no disrespect. But do you think there's ever a chance that they'll ever get back to bringing in crowds like that? Because it technically it should be a one-team town. You know what I mean? Yeah.
If we get back to the Premier League, which is our goal or aim, we'll get crowds like that again. You know, because there is a fan base out there. My first full season, we finished third top. The next year we won the championship. Then the next year we got promotion, consecutive years to the Premier League. My first full year, we got 22,000 fans. 22,000 fans paying £8.
In the second division?
That's mad.
At the second division.
That's crazy.
And then when I went to the Premier League, my first year in the Premier League, we were getting 220,000 paying £12. That was the difference. We went from 22,000 to 220,000.
Over the full season, I thought you said you were getting 22,000 again there. I was like,
no, sorry. 22,000 for the full year. Eh? You divide that by 18 teams. Eh? My first game in charge of Dunfermline, my first official game against Queen of the South, there was 679 fans there. 50 of them were comps. Eh? And the rest were my family. Hey.
50 of them were comps. Here, Jim, was there any other football managers through your years that you just really couldn't stand?
Oh. You want to know? No, really. No.
Really? You never had a run-in with a manager where...
John Hughes, big Yogi.
Right?
Aye. I stood up to Yogi outside the dugouts at Falkirk when he was a Falkirk manager. Big mistake.
How happened?
As soon as he said, I'm going to bang you, I just started doing it.
Did you shake yourself? Did you shake yourself?
I was a fool. He's some boy, a great pal of mine. Eh? Oh, hey, come on, don't take a joke, big Yogi. But,
I don't fancy going one-on-one with him, Jim. He's a big boy.
All right. But see, I was maybe lucky, eh? See, at the time, the hairdryer boys, eh? Fergie, Jim McLean. Through in Glasgow, you had John Gregg. I was that young compared to them. They were all experienced boys and in their 40s and whatever, 50s. So they looked at this young pup for Fife and they didn't take it serious till 4:45, eh? And, but I beat them all, eh? I beat them all.
That's it. Do you know, that's something that you can say. I mean, like, you've got a victory over everybody, haven't you?
Aye. Jim McLean. My first year going up, I never beat Dundee United. When we went up and got relegated in the first year, that was the only team we didn't beat, Dundee United in the league. We beat the rest, Celtic, Aberdeen, Dundee United, Hibs, Hearts and Mock. But Jim McLean was the only team we never beat in the games. But then we went up the second time, the next time, not the next season, but the season after, we beat them all.
See how outside like a you know, a match where you've avoided relegation or you've been promoted, what would you say is your favourite ever win?
Dundee United, Tannadice.
Right.
I took over with 3 games to go. Davy Hay, unfortunately, Davy lost his job on the Monday, and the board says, "Look, Jim, take over." So I went and got the players all together on the Tuesday, and I ripped into them for getting a man for losing his job, and a good guy who's Christ. Davy won everything, the League Cup, the Scottish Cup, he's won everything, and a great boy, and but it just didn't work out, and that, you know, had 3 games to go. And the directors were in the boardroom. I come in sitting in the boardroom when they asked me to take over. And they were preparing for the first division. They were preparing to go into the first division, getting relegated, and their budgets, who they were going to get paid off, and blah. And I says, "Jim, take it for 3 games." And I went to the players and I says, "Look, we can still stay up here." And I did this. I did a wee motivational thing to them about their inner selves and what they can achieve if they. And the first game was against Dundee. East End, and Jim Duffy. I mean, Jim, it was a funny situation, right? Why this was important to me. In the papers that week, there were 4 managers' photographs. There was me, Gordon Chisholm, Jim Duffy, and Richard Goff. And it says, one of these guys is going down, right? One of these guys is going down. So the first game, I mind Jim saying, what's all the first? Jim Leishman's no playing in the morning. So, but we beat them 5-0, eh? And he can't have something to do with time up, you know what I mean? And then we went off the bottom of the league by 1 point. Next week, the 4 guys are still in the paper, and we played Dundee United at Tannadice. Now, we played on the Sunday because Dundee played Inverness on the Saturday at Dens Park, and they drew 1-1. So we went 2 games to go, we went back to the bottom of the league. We hadn't won an away game. We hadn't won 2 games on the trot all season, eh? So we went up there, and again, we motivated the boys and all this. We did what we had to do, and we beat them 1-0, eh? Unbelievable. So that was 6 goals for 0 again. So the last game we had to get beat 7-0 for Kilmarnock away. So that kept us up, that Dundee United game. Craig Robertson was my assistant, and Craig.
So you get beat 7-0 on the last game of the season and still avoided relegation.
Aye.
You've got a horse
we didn't get beat.
boy.
No. If we had got beat 7-0,
right, okay.
But we were getting beat 4-0 with 25 minutes to go. I was like that. My gear and my leaks were great that year because the dung it went in it. Woof. But that was amazing. That was called the Great Escape, eh? That was called the Great Escape. The Rangers game, 2 Rangers games, beating Graham Souness, and that was Graham's revolution, the Souness revolution. You know, Dunfermline, first time up, Scottish Cup, and you're playing against Terry Butcher, Chris Woods, Alan McCoy, Ian Duran,
Gary Stevens,
all these guys.
Alan McCoy,
great, man. And you know, we're, as I say, we're finding our feet again. We're coming back again, but to beat Rangers 2-0. And the other great game for me was 1972 at Ibrox, the year Rangers won the European Cup Winners' Cup in Barcelona, beating Moscow Dynamo. We played them a week and a half before on the Thursday night. And again, Dunfermline was trying to avoid relegation. And I was playing midfield. And we went to Ibrox, we won 4-3. And I scored the 4th goal, eh?
You scored the winner against Rangers.
That's the last time Dunfermline have won there, eh?
Is that right?
1972. They haven't won there. We've won at Parkhead 2 or 3 times.
I don't remember the ones, Jim.
No, you don't mind the Parkhead ones?
No, I don't mind. I mind the Rangers ones. I don't remember the Celtic ones.
Well, listen, here's one for you. The Jumia League medal, Celtic. Did you know that?
How come?
I was their top goal scorer for a week.
What?
I was Celtic's top goal scorer for a week in the league.
Did you score 2 own goals or something?
Aye. Dunfermline played Celtic at East End, and Celtic won 3-2. I scored the 3rd goal, right? And the next week in the programme at Parkhead, right, the Celtic programme, top goal scorer, Leishman, Hood and Wallace. Right? And they've no sent me, I think they won the league by 1 point that year, and they've no sent me my medal.
There you go. There you go.
I didn't get a bonus or nothing. You get onto them. You.
I will get on to them, Jim. Don't you worry. I'll get on to them.
Here's James Leishman's bonus for that year.
So listen, Dunfermline then tried to move you upstairs,
Aye.
and eventually it caused to you leaving Dunfermline completely.
Yeah.
What? It must have been a hard decision to make, because you loved the club. Well, still love the club to this day, but it must have been a hard decision for you.
Aye. I think it wasn't handled properly. If you go and talk to the directors for that time, they realise that they didn't do it properly. One of the things I said that I have no experience of European football as a manager. No, there was a lot of all the baggage was coming out and all the rubbish about this and all that. Yeah. All I said to them was, how can I have not been doing a good job? In their mind, the new directors come in and they wanted their own man, fine. No problem, that's football. But in November, they gave me a £5,000 pay rise during the season. And I'm saying to myself, why did you do that if I'm not doing a good job? But you move on, no regrets. But I shed a tear. Through in Kelty Bridge when that happened. I was gutted because that was my life.
That's just natural. See, have you ever been in a team, Jim, where you thought, I've lost this dressing room?
No.
Never.
Montrose, I'm telling a lie. If I'm being totally honest, Montrose was one of the best chairmen that I've had. Ryan Keith for Bonaccord Glass, and I took over there, and there were three factions up there. You had the northern guys, Aberdeen guys, the Dundee Tayside guys, and Fife and Scottish guys.
Aye.
And so I felt I was getting two of them together, but no, the three groups together. And my heart, my youth team got to the semi-final of the BP Youth Cup. I just started that up. We got to the semi-final of the Challenge Cup. We beat off in Morton in extra time, and but I couldn't get them going in the league at all. So I went up to Aberdeen on the Sunday. I met the chairman. He wanted me to stay to the end of the season and we'll see how it panned out. And I said to him, look, I'm not enjoying it. If I'm not enjoying it, I'm not putting my heart and soul into it. The boys are not playing for us, so I thanked him for his opportunity, and I thought that was me finished. But then I went to Livingston. I got a Livingston job, and they were in the 3rd division, and that was just
you done all right with Livy, didn't you?
Aye.
No, but 9 seasons, boys.
I know. I remember it well. That was another one. Like, you were on the telly loads when you were at Livingston as well. And
you were a star.
It was great. We're now talking about Livingston, and I did the same at Dunfermline.
Aye.
The players, what a difference players make. At Dunfermline, McCarthy and Big Watson, they got a players group together, and they did all the social things with the kids and whatever. And when we were at Livingston, Motorola were the sponsors, and they would give the schools a video or something. And we went to every primary school in West Lothian.
That's what it's all about.
Every primary school, but not just myself.
Do you not think that's a big part of why we're not getting these quality of players coming through now? Because the teams aren't as involved in their areas, they aren't as involved in their own, like, what would you call it, their own communities.
Right.
And you don't get the players going to schools and stuff like that anymore.
There's a big difference here, Chris. Livingston is a community team. Dunfermline's a community team. But we made them a team in the community.
Aye.
Right.
You understand the difference, boys? We went out to the community rather than just saying, "Oh, our community team, our local teams, Livingston, our local teams, Dunfermline." We were the community team that went into the community. And I say to the players, I say to them, see if you do this, boys. See if you go out and meet the punters and go to their functions at the right times. I'm not talking about Friday nights or whatever. I'm talking about the right times. See if you see when it gets tough, they'll stick by you. because they'll know
That's
that
it.
you care.
Aye.
And that was my
That's it.
principle. That was my
You're one of them.
that was my thoughts behind. The first time I went back to Livingston as a guest, I got a stand ovation, and that meant more to me than everything. You know, they appreciate what we did as a team.
I don't think that there's any club that you've been a part of that you could go back to that you wouldn't receive that sort of. Maybe Montrose.
No, aye. Aye. And I felt rotten, I felt rotten because I felt I'd let somebody down there, the chairman. He gave us a great support and he was a really good football enthusiast. And I felt, no, that's why I went to see him, That's why I went to see him. I said, hey.
Honest.
No, chair, I'm not doing it for you, man. Yeah, I'm getting wages here and it's no fair. No, I wasn't getting big wages, but I'm taking a wage here and I'm no giving you anything in return.
Aye.
So,
Chris, obviously we are mega wrestling fans, and when a wrestler gets their haircut, you're like, what? Where they get their haircut? Did MD react to that to you, Jim, when you shaved off your tash?
Aye.
Was folk gutted?
Aye. I went in, it was Andy Todd's testimonial, and I got set up with Greg Shields and we Mark Burchell, right? We're going, and then they shout at £500 for your moustache. Get on you, wee Burchell, I think he was half Jake to me shite. And then
Aye, sounds about right.
And after no, and somebody, I think Greg, £1,000. And I went up there about £2,000, and I went to Andy's testimonial.
That's
So
brilliant.
That is amazing. I didn't know that. That's
Tell me
that's a
this
great
one.
story.
Tell me this one, Jim. See, did you bump into MD and they've went like that? Something different about you.
Or I think I recognise you.
What's that? In the morning, I went home, my wife was on her bed because I got home about 1 o'clock in the morning. So I woke in the morning, she's looking at me. She'd never seen that, She was looking at me. You shaved your moustache off.
I'll never forget me.
She was hoping it was somebody like Rod Stewart or something out there instead of me.
Yeah, Jim, I didn't realise that your son-in-law was Gordon Smart.
Aye, I didn't realise that either.
Usually you've been exposed to some kind of A-list celebrities then, have you know?
Oh, aye.
Have you? Tell us.
Gordon was when he was a showbiz editor of The Sun.
Aye, Bingo's got the big wigs, didn't he?
Aye, and his house up at Telerai, it's only maybe 2 miles from Tina Park. And all the guys, they would used to come to Gordon's house, the wee minibus. Gordon got a wee minibus between the racks or before it or just whatever, come out. And my son, Jamie, he would have the barbecue on, And I went up, Kasabian were playing, right? They were the headliners. So I went up and there was a football game on, a World Cup game, I can't mind. So we were in there.
It was Italy versus France. It was a World Cup final. I remember
That's right. I remember that too.
And I'm sitting with what's his name? The guy that writes all the songs. The Kasabian.
Kasabian lead singer.
Serge.
Who?
Serge.
I was sitting with Serge, I'm having a beer or whatever. I'm sitting talking away. And I was dying to tell my pals. So I went out the tent and who's standing at the fence next to me was Suds. The madness, I
know,
I'm like this. I'm in my glory. How you doing? I'm like, yeah. I'm a great. I'm like a wee boy. Now, listen, this is a story, right? So Gordon has got us backstage for the gig, and you know the main stage, right?
Aye.
At the side there are the huge amplifiers. You know, you can. So I'm standing behind the amplifier and I'm phoning my mates. Hey, whoa. Ah, you're a blah. She says, watch the telly. So I goes out to the mic. This thing. You do that? I'm going to get me woof. I got chucked to it.
You get chucked out of Tina Park. after your son-in-law getting you backstage too. I bet you get the biggest pop of the weekend too. When you
I was like that, yo.
He was Gordon a front tip. That's brilliant.
I was going to give them a drifters one, but nah. I've met loads of people.
Oh, that's tremendous.
And then you went to a thing with as well. You're a member of the British Empire.
Gordon Banks, Fergie. Aye, great man, great. But they all want to meet me. That's the difference, eh?
That's the only reason why I do this podcast, Jim. I knew we were getting you on one week.
Oh, great man.
So listen, I've heard that when if you're in a bar or if you're walking down the street or something like that, and somebody stops you and says, "Oh, Jim, how you doing?" and they've got their missus with them, and the missus doesn't know who you are. What's the line that you give them, Jim?
Google me hen.
Google me hen.
Google me hen. That's
brilliant.
on a t-shirt.
That's brilliant.
Google me hen.
That's going to be a football daft t-shirt, I think. Google me hen.
Google me hen.
That's it. No.
So, what do you reckon then, Jim? Do you think Dunfermline have got any chance of winning the championship this season?
Why no? Eh? We've all got a chance at the start of the season, eh? And we've had a board meeting today and we're talking about the future, and it's been a hard times, eh? But we're trying to get ready and give it a go, as we do always, eh? When I took over, they were so pleased that they won the second division championship. I couldn't believe it. When I played, you're playing Bordeaux, Anderlecht, Olympiacos in the European Cup Winners' Cup, and then we got beat off one time in Shipyard in the Fife Cup semi-final. That's a bad deal. Well, it was on penalties, though. It was on penalties.
Oh, that's all right then. That's all right then. So, listen, Jim, it's been absolutely brilliant having you on.
No.
Thanks very much for coming on. But what we do on Football Daft every week is we do a 90-second Football Daft quiz. Right? Now, I think you're quite a knowledgeable guy, and I think you're going to do all right at this. But I'll let you give you a wee rundown of the people that are on the list so far, okay? Right, we've got Mark Wilson, who's at the top of the leaderboard with 14 answers. 14 correct answers, I should say. Then we've got the good doctor, Kenny Duker. He's just behind him with 13. Barry Ferguson and Owen Coyle are on 12. Other scores include Murdo McLeod on 10, Lawrence Shankland on 7, Frank McAvenny and Dick Campbell on 5. Falkirk manager David McCracken is the strongest man in Scottish football because he's holding up the rest of the table with 1 point. You get one right, Jim. So see if you don't beat him. I'm going to be gutted. I'm going to be gutted, to be honest.
I've been kind to you boys, so make the questions easy.
Right, well, Grado's going to be asking you the questions, so are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go if you're ready to go. John, are you ready to go?
Yep.
Right. What club did Rangers sign John McLaughlin from?
Chelsea.
What's the name of Berwick Rangers' ground?
Sorry?
What's the name of Berwick Rangers' ground?
Shieldfield Park.
Which player has just joined Celtic from Southampton for a year?
A trialist.
In what year did you manage Inverness?
Oh yeah, boy. 1990. 1991 season.
When was the last time? When was the last time Dunfermline beat Rangers at Ibrox, and who scored the winning goal?
1972, 81st minute, Govan end, and the goal scorer, the winning goal, was Jim Leishman.
What nationality was Hearts' Roman Bednar?
I missed the start of that.
What nationality was Hearts' Roman Bednar?
Italian.
What league did Peterhead play in? What league did Peterhead play in?
The Scottish Third Division. No, they got promotion. Second Division, sorry.
Name two of the teams involved in the English League One playoffs.
Barry Nicholson's team. Barry Nicholson, who's oh Christ. No, I can't mind, but it's Barry Nicholson, the assistant manager, his team.
Which team did Dunfermline beat in the 2009 Scottish Cup semi-final?
Hibs. See, that's unfair, because you get breaking up. I should get two bonus points.
Right, how will we do this then? Because that's shite.
I'll tell you what. Wait a minute, hold on, because he was breaking up a lot.
He wasn't. No, he wasn't. He was fine.
John, I don't believe you. John, what team do you support?
Um,
John,
Tell him what team do you
He's a
support, John?
Falkirk.
He's a Falkirk supporter, Jim.
He says he used to sing.
know.
He says he
Actually,
used to sing bad songs about you.
So he
Yeah,
did,
you're
by the way.
right.
See, before you come on, he says he used to sing some terrible songs about Jim Leishman.
we didn't really get time. Jim didn't get time. I'll give him the last question again because I think it broke.
Don't
up
try
a
and
wee
butter
bit
him
there.
up, John.
No,
Don't
I'm going to
try
give
and
Jim
butter
the
him
last.
up.
I'm going to give Jim the last question again. Okay.
Right, okay.
It broke up. Which team beat Dunfermline in the 2009 Scottish Cup semi-final, Jim?
Think about it.
John, what team beat them? Falkirk. Sorry.
Oh, well done. You got that one. We'll give you that one. Thanks very much.
Away you go, you half bastard,
head-
McAnally.
Sorry,
You're a
That's
scumbag,
brilliant.
McAnally.
That's brilliant.
I'll give you. Can I get one last story in about Falkirk?
Aye.
Baron.
Right, a quick story. The time I was at Dunfermline when I got humped out, right? John Lambie was the manager at Falkirk, and John's a good. He was a good part of mine, John. And he phoned me up, Jim. They were playing Dundee on the Tuesday. Jim, come through as my guest. So I went through, and when I went upstairs and at the stand, the Falkirk stand, across at the shed, right? All the Falkirk fans, it was circulating that I was in the crowd. So I'd left Dunfermline on the Saturday or something. So all the Falkirk punter stuff that's singing, on the dole, on the dole, on the dole, the rotten gates. I'll never forgive them for that. You know? John, you were one of them.
I might have just been one of them that day.
Oh, see, the thing is, Jim, now you can sugar your wee medal that you got for being an MBE. And you'll never be on the dole again, my man.
Can I get another story? Because I've got loads about Falkirk, okay? Right? Alec Totten, Jim Jeffries is in charge with Billy Brown at Falkirk, and they had a youth dinner at the Park Hotel. And Alec Totten phoned us, Jim, will you come as a guest speaker? And we'll get a laugh with the punters, eh? I says, aye, neighbour, I'll do that for you, Alec. So I went, and what was his chairman? What was the chairman's name at that time? John?
Fulston.
George Fulson was the chairman. So I did my bit. Now, George is doing the auction, right? And raising money for the youth team. So I says, Chairman, can I help you raise money for the youth team? He says, aye, great. So I grabs the mic and I brings the First Division Championship medal out. If you remember, John, the last game of the season, you were at Forfar. We played Meadowbank Thistle. You got beat 3-1. We drew. So we won the league on the last game of the season. So I says, and I'm showing the Falkirk punters, look, this medal, I can remember at night seeing you on the terrace and all greeting and all hung, and what a shame. It was a great league that year, and really the last game tells it all. And I'd like to raise money for the youth team at Falkirk. George Phil says, oh, no, sir. You won that fair and square. You won that medal fair. That's yours. That's part of your history. Chairman, it's my medal. I want to raise money for the Falkirk youth team. Well, they all stood up. The Falkirk punters stood up and started clapping. I says, right now, after the dinner finishes, I'll be at the bar. If you're wanting your photo tape, it, £5, I says. I'm sure £5 to get a plate. Get that right up, yeah, that's what I said.
That's a belter.
That's class,
Brilliant,
man.
Jim, brilliant.
That's a perfect story to end the show
We'll
on,
give-
Jim.
we'll give
Where
Jimmy-
did you get, John?
We'll give you. We'll go through the raw answers, Jim. Celtic, you got Rangers signed John McGowan from Sunderland. Celtic have got Elanusi back on loan for Southampton for a year. Of course, you got the goal when Dunfermline last beat at Ibrox. You got the minute and everything. Robin Bednar's Czech Republic, and you say from the Czech Republic, not Italian.
Robin, I can understand.
Name two of the teams involved in English League One playoffs. You could add Portsmouth, Oxford, Fleetwood Town or Wickham. And well done in getting right. Which team beat Dunfermline in the 2009 Scottish Cup semi-final? It was, of course, Falkirk. So 5 points for you, Jim. 5 points. Time with Mark and Dick Campbell.
No, I was want to beat Dick.
You done well.
Jim, thanks a lot for
Jim,
coming on the show.
Really appreciate it. Made my day.
Right, no, it's great seeing you, and you're doing a great job.
Thanks very much.
Jim.
Appreciate it.
Oh, you're doing a great job. It's great to get a bit funny.
That's great.
Thank
Thanks
you,
very
guys.
much, Jim. I appreciate it.
Thanks
All right.
very much.
See you later, pal. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Cheers, guys.
It's now time for our Beer 52 teaser for your chance to win a case of beer. All you need to do is answer the question that we put to you. Last week, we asked you this. Andy Robertson became only the 5th Scot to win the English Premiership with Liverpool. Can you name 3 of the other 4? So the answers, have you got anyone you told?
I knew Brian McClure straight away as soon as
Brian
John
McClure's
said
there.
it, and Darren Fletcher.
Darren Fletcher's there. A good one that totally went right over my head, Colin Hendry.
Aye.
We've also got Darren Ferguson. A lot of people say Andy Gorham, but he only played 2 games for Man United, so he didn't qualify. And Kevin Gallagher wasn't at Blackburn when they won it. A lot of folk, I think, thought that Kevin Gallagher was one of these players as well, but unfortunately, he was exempt as he never played for them at that time. But congratulations to Alan Raphael, who nailed it. Well
That's
done,
a cool
Alan.
name, isn't it? That's a cool name.
Aye, Alan Raphael, wasn't it? Well,
No. He's kind of like a Scottish Italian.
Kind of Brooklyn, isn't it? Brooklyn, fucking New York.
Hey, look out! There's fucking Alan Raphael.
What is that? He's in 54th Street. You missed him. He's in 54th Street.
Is he with Raphael? I ain't going near those bastards.
This week, you need to guess this footballer to win the beer. So here it goes. I am a Champions League winner who had 2 spells in England and 1 in Scotland. I scored 25 Premiership goals in 64 appearances, and I played in France before retiring in 2005. Who am I? Any ideas, Tom?
I know the very first name that came to my mind, I think it's wrong because I don't think he won the Champions League. It was Tony Cascarino, but I don't think that's right.
That's
Retired
wrong.
in
Oh, that's
2005.
I retired long before that, didn't he?
That's what I think. A Champions League winner who had 2 spells in
I
England.
don't know. So how do you enter on this anyway?
Well, you can enter by commenting on the link on the Football Daft Facebook page, or you can tweet your answer to @FootballDaftPod. Winners must be over 18 and stay in the UK. Beer 52 is a monthly subscription service for beer, which they source from some of the greatest small batch breweries around the world. And you can get free beer from them right now. All you need to do is go to beer52.com/staff, and we can sort out free beers if you just cover the $4.95 postage. So just go to beer52.com/daft. That's the word beer and numbers 5 and 2.com to get your first case of beers for free. Well, Tom, what a great show we had today. I thought I really thoroughly enjoyed both Scott Walker and Jim Leishman, total legends.
The two of them were brilliant.
Absolute gents, mate, absolute gents. How do you think we've done with it, Bob?
Well, you know what, I think that'll probably be up to the punters to decide, won't it? But I feel alright about it.
Aye, I'm brand new. So hopefully Bob will be back next week with plenty more fun, festivities and everything else rolled into one on...
Remember, John won't be here next week.
Oh, John, you're off. When you going? Cyprus or something?
Oh, aye, sunny Cyprus, aye.
Where you going?
Costa del Larbert, that's about as good as it gets.
Costa del
Hey.
Larbert.
Hey, I'm big in Larbert, you know that?
Oh, are you big in Larbert?
Yeah, you're big
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah, big everywhere, mate.
I'm
By the
big
way,
in Japan.
big...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we do the Big Brothers? We should wait for Stephen to
No,
get
we
back
can't
to
do it
the
with
Big
foot.
Brother
We
story.
can't do it with foot here about Big Brother Foot Bob. No way.
Aye,
No way.
It'd be some buzz if we done it without him, but I understand.
Aye, wait till next week watch his own. Right,
Right, so listen,
Right,
that
let's go.
leaves us nothing else. But
let's go.
Roll the credits.
Roll the credits.
Audio Frontier.